Sri Gurubhyo Nama children, welcome to online session. We are discussing about hydrocarbons. So far we have seen the significance of hydrocarbons. I told about the preparation of hydrocarbons and we have discussed about the physical properties of hydrocarbons. Today I am going to start with the chemical properties. There are so many properties, chemical properties of hydrocarbons. One by one we are going to see in detail. I want everybody to be ready with your notebook. So, chemistry concern, whenever the reactions are there on the board, I want everybody to write at least one time here. So, that will be a practice for you. So, when you are going to write the reactions, it will be a practice for you. You can learn very well and you can reproduce in the exam also. Are you ready, children? Shall we start? The first chemical property is halogenation. So, what is the first chemical property? We are going to talk about halogenation. What is halogenation? Adding halogens. So, what is halogenation actually? Actually, halogenation is nothing but addition of halogens. Addition of halogens to saturated hydrocarbons. Addition of halogens to saturated hydrocarbons. Addition of halogens to saturated hydrocarbons. For example, we are going to talk about, already I told about halogens. What are halogens? Halogens are salt producers. So, what are halogens? Halogens are salt producers. They are the, what is that? Producers of salt. Salt producers. For example, we are going to see group 17 of the periodic table. For example, salt producers, what are they? We can talk about fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. So, here I have introduced about halogens. We are going to talk about halogenation. What is halogenation? Addition of halogens. To whom we are going to add halogens? We are going to add halogens to hydrocarbons. Let me see what happens when these halogens are added to the hydrocarbons. I am getting different types of products here. I am getting alkyl halides. I will be getting alkyl halides as the compound in case of halogenation. So, halogens are nothing but salt producers. For example, I can quote about fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. So, fluorine is more reactive than chlorine. Chlorine is more reactive than bromine. Bromine is more reactive than iodine. So, we are going to say what happens when hydrocarbons reacts with fluorine. Before writing, I wanted to give some informations about these halogens, about halogenation. We are going to add halogens. In case of fluorine, already I told you, fluorine is much more reactive. It is more reactive, much more reactive than chlorine. So, it's much greater than, that means what? Fluorine is highly reactive, much more reactive than chlorine. Chlorine is more reactive than bromine. Bromine is more reactive than iodine. So, we are going to see the reactions one by one. The first one, I am going to write methane. So, with the fluorine, the reaction is explosive. With the fluorine, the halogenation, the reaction is explosive. With the chlorine, the reaction takes place in the sunlight. Reaction takes place in the presence of sunlight. In the presence of sunlight. With bromine, the reaction needs heating. The reaction needs heating because it is less reactive when compared to chlorine. So the reaction needs heating. Whereas in case of iodine, it is what is that least reactive. So with iodine, the reaction needs heating. The reaction needs heating as well as catalyst. So before starting the halogenation, I want to give the instructions. I want to give the informations about the halogens. Already I told you, we have compared the reactivity of halogens. To start with, fluorine is much more reactive. What is when you talk about the halogen series, fluorine is the starter of the series. So fluorine will be much more reactive when compared to chlorine, bromine and iodine. So the reactivity varies. So when halogens are added to the hydrocarbons, depending upon the reactivity of halogens, the reaction varies. You will be getting the alkyl halides, but we have to see the reaction conditions. There are certain conditions to be followed while carry out the reactions. For example, with fluorine, the reaction is explosive. Fluorine is highly reactive. So the reaction may explode. And with chlorine, the halogenation reaction has to be carried out in the presence of sunlight. So when chlorine is to be added to hydrocarbon, I have to carry out the reaction in the presence of sunlight. In case of bromine, when you compare the reactivity of chlorine and bromine, chlorine is more reactive than bromine. So in case of bromine, I need to heat. So heating is carried over in order to carry out the reaction, whereas in case of iodine, it is least reactive. It is towards the end of the series. So it is least reactive. I need heating as well as catalyst. I told about catalyst. What is a catalyst? Catalyst is a substance which tends to increase the speed of the reaction, rate of the reaction. As iodine is least reactive, I need a catalyst. I need a substance to increase the rate of the reaction. What is that substance? I need a catalyst. So apart from heating, I have to use catalyst. Now we are going to go inside the reaction. So with halogen, that is with chlorine. With chlorine. Listen here, what is that we are going to see? Methane undergoes chlorination. So what is this actually? Methane. So methane undergoes chlorination. What is the condition? In the presence of sunlight. So in the presence of sunlight, methane undergoes chlorination. So what is that we are getting here? There may be, what is that? One hydrogen is removed from here, one chlorine is removed from here. So one hydrogen is removed from methane, one chlorine is removed from chlorine molecule. So what is that you will be getting? Methyl chloride with the liberation of HCl. So what is the compound I am getting here? Methyl chloride. Methyl chloride with the formation of HCl. So with chlorine I have carried out the reaction. So in presence of sunlight I am carrying out the halogenation. So chlorine is added to hydrocarbon methane. I am getting methyl chloride with the liberation of HCl. Now we are going to see the mechanism. Mechanism of halogenation reaction. Mechanism of halogenation reaction. Mechanism of halogenation reaction. So under this we are going to say this halogenation mechanism is followed by free radical mechanism. Free radical mechanism. What is free radical? Already I told you. What are free radicals? Species followed, species obtained by the homolytic fission. Species obtained by the Homolytic fission is called free radical species. So, as the reaction is followed by free radical mechanism, we should know what are free radicals. How we are getting free radicals? Free radicals are obtained by homolytic cleavage. Already I told about homolytic cleavage. What is cleavage? Breaking. What is breaking? Bond is breaking. Where the bond is breaking? The bond is broken between the two atoms. What is the condition? The bond between the two atoms is broken in such a way, both the atoms share the electron equally. So here, what is happening? I am going to write, there are 3 steps involved in free radical mechanisms. 3 steps involved in the mechanism. So what is the first step? Step 1. What is step 1? Chain initiation. Chain initiation. So the step 1 is chain initiation. So what is happening here? We are going to say what is the homolytic cleavage, how free radicals are produced. As the reaction is free radical mechanism, I have to get the free radical. How do we get the free radical? By the homolytic cleavage. What is the source of free radical here? Chlorine. So what is the step 1? Chain initiation. Cleavage of chlorine molecule. Cleavage of chlorine molecule to get chlorine free radical. Cleavage of chlorine molecule to get chlorine free radical. So what is that actually? Chlorine, this is chlorine molecule, is it not? So what is that? It gets cleavage, so it gets split. So what will happen? Each chlorine share the electron equally. So this is one chlorine free radical, other one is another chlorine free radical. So here the first step, formation of free radical. Formation of free radical. So this is the first step. Second step, we are going to say step 2. What is step 2? Chain propagation. What is step 2? Chain propagation. What is chain propagation actually? Chlorine free radical. Chlorine free radical formed in the above step. Formed in step 1. Formed in step 1 abstracts hydrogen from methane, and forms methyl free radical and HCl. So what is that we are going to say? The free radical which is obtained in the previous step, that is chain initiation step. So what is the work of the role of this free radical? It reacts with methane. I will be getting, so what is that? Methyl chloride, methyl free radical will be formed along with the formation of HCl. For example, you write methane. This is methane. Is it not? So this is methane. So this is free radical. Is it not? So in the presence of sunlight. So what is happening here? One hydrogen is removed from here and this hydrogen combines with the Cl. So what is that you will be getting? HCl is obtained as a byproduct. So how the bond is cleavage? What is the bond is cleaved like this. So you will be getting methyl free radical. So what is the first step? What is the second step? In the propagation step, I am getting methyl free radical. So this is A. So this is methyl free radical, that is, what is that? Methane undergoes chlorination, that means what? The free radical which is obtained in the previous step, initial step. So what is happening? This free radical combines with methane, it takes away the hydrogen from methane forming HCl, thereby methyl free radical is produced. So second step, that is chain propagation step, the free radical produced in the above step reacts with methane, I am getting methyl free radical with the liberation of HCl. So we are going to say the next one, this methyl free radical combines with one more molecule of chlorine. So this is methyl free radical combines with one more molecule of chlorine. So what is happening here? This here chlorine, the bond will be cleaved like this. So this chlorine will be escaped as chlorine free radical with the liberation of what is remaining here? CH3Cl. So you will be getting methyl chloride. This is the step. So under chain propagation, we are going to see step by step. So here this is methyl free radical. So methyl free radical reacts with one more molecule of chlorine. So what is happening here? You will be getting chlorine free radical with the liberation of methyl chloride. So this methyl chloride which is obtained in the previous step combines with the chlorine free radical. What is that you are going to get here? One hydrogen is removed from here. This hydrogen combines with the chlorine forming HCl. What is remaining? I am getting only CH2Cl. CH2Cl free radical. So this CH2Cl free radical combines with one more molecule of chlorine. What is that you will be getting? This chlorine will be removed as a free radical. Okay. Chlorine is removed as a free radical. And what is happening? This chlorine is joined here. What you will be getting? CH2Cl2. So in chain propagation, I told you free radical obtained in the previous step, chlorine free radical. It combines with methane to give methyl free radical with the liberation of HCl. This methyl free radical combines with one more molecule of chlorine, you will be getting methyl chloride with the liberation of HCl. This methyl chloride reacts with chlorine free radical, you will be getting, what is that? Methylene chloride, that is chloromethane or methylene chloride free radical with the liberation of HCl. So this methylene chloride free radical again reacts with one more molecule of chlorine, you will be getting methylene chloride. This can be called as methylene chloride. Methylene chloride along with the formation of chlorine free radical. So this step, chain propagation step, we have seen so many series of reactions. Free radical obtained in the previous step, we have utilized here, it reacts with methane, I will be getting methyl free radical with HCl. Methyl free radical reacts with one more molecule of chlorine, I am getting methyl chloride with the liberation of HCl. This methyl chloride reacts with chlorine free radical, I will be getting CH2Cl free radical with the liberation of HCl. This CH2Cl once again reacts with one more chlorine molecule, you will be getting methylene dichloride with the liberation of HCl. Okay children, we are going to continue with the next step here. So chain propagation, there are so many series of reactions we have seen. So up to methylene dichloride, we have seen methylene chloride, we have seen methylene dichloride, we have seen in the previous step. Now the next step is this methylene chloride reacts with chlorine free radical. So what is that you will be getting? Hydrogen from here and chlorine from here will be removed as HCl. So what is remaining here? Only one hydrogen will be there. So you will be getting CHCl2 free radical. So in the next step, this CHCl2 free radical reacts with one more molecule of chlorine. So what will happen? Homolytic cleavage, you will be getting chlorine free radical. What is the product here? This chlorine is added here. So what you will be getting? CHCl3. What is CHCl3? Chloroform. What is CHCl3? Chloroform. So, what is it? We are seeing the chain propagation step. There are so many reactions that is taking place in the chain propagation step. We are going to get polyhalogen derivatives. We are going to get polyhalogen derivatives here. I told about methylene dichloride. In the next step, I talked about chloroform. So, this methylene dichloride reacts with chlorine free radical. I will be getting what is the dichloro, that is methylene dichlorine free radical, methylene dichloride free radical with the liberation of what is that HCl. This methylene dichloride free radical reacts with one more molecule of chlorine. I will be getting chlorine free radical as a byproduct. What is the main product? I am getting chloroform. The next step, this chloroform reacts with chlorine free radical. So, chloroform reacts with chlorine free radical. What is that you will be getting? One hydrogen from here, one chlorine from here will be removed as HCl. So, from chloroform, one more hydrogen is left over. It reacts with chlorine to give HCl. What is remaining? CCl3 free radical. CCl3 free radical. Carbon trichloride free radical. Carbon trichloride free radical. Carbon trichloride free radical. Carbon trichloride free radical. Next step, this carbon trichloride free radical reacts with one more molecule of chlorine. See, step by step we are consuming, we are adding chlorine molecule in a, what is that? Chlorine free radical is regenerated. So, if we are consuming for the consumption of every molecule of chlorine, there will be a generation of free radical, chlorine free radical. So, here what happens? This carbon trichloride free radical reacts with one more molecule of chlorine. So, what is happening here? Chlorine free radical is produced. Chlorine free radical is produced. So, what is happening here? This chlorine combines here, you will be getting carbon tetrachloride. So, what is the step we are getting here? Carbon tetrachloride. Carbon tetrachloride. So, what is the step here? Actually, all these are coming under propagation, chain propagation. So many reactions are taking place here. What are the products we are getting here? We are getting polyhalogen derivatives. Polyhalogen is what? So many halogen atoms will be there combined. Polyhalogen derivatives. So, what is that? This, methylene dichloride reacts with chlorine free radical. I am getting CHCl2 free radical with the liberation of HCl. This CHCl2 free radical reacts with one more molecule of chlorine. I will be getting chloroform with the liberation of chlorine free radical. This chloroform reacts with chlorine free radical. I am getting carbon trichloride free radical with the liberation of HCl. This carbon trichloride free radical reacts with one more molecule of chlorine. Again, homolytic cleavage, you will be getting carbon tetrachloride with the liberation of chlorine free radical. The next step. Chain termination. That is a step 3. What is step 3? We are going to see chain termination. What is chain termination? Free radicals are combined. Free radicals are combined. Free radicals are combined to give the respective products. Free radicals are combined to give the respective products. To give the respective products. For example, chlorine free radical plus chlorine free radical. So what you can write, how can you write this? Chlorine bond chlorine, which is otherwise called as chlorine gas, is not Cl2. So two chlorine free radicals are combining. I am getting Cl bond Cl. What is that? Actually chlorine. Similarly, two methyl or methyl free radical plus chlorine free radical combines to give CH3Cl, which is nothing but methyl chloride. Similarly, methyl free radical combines with one more methyl free radical. What is that we are getting? CH3, which is nothing but, what is that? Ethane. So what is that? Chlorine free radicals are combining to give chlorine molecule. Chlorine molecule. We are going to combine the free radicals. So chlorine molecules we are getting here. We are going to get chlorine molecule. Similarly, methyl free radical plus chlorine free radical gives methyl chloride. Similarly, two methyl free radicals are combined to give ethane. So what is a chain termination? Actually, the free radicals are combined to give the respective products. What is the first one? I combined the chlorine free radicals. Two chlorine free radicals are combined together to give chlorine molecule. Whereas methyl free radical and chlorine free radical combines to give methyl chloride. Similarly, when two methyl free radicals are combined, you will be getting CH3 bond CH3, which is nothing but ethane. So here, this halogenation reaction, what is the product I am getting here? Methane is converted into ethane by halogenation. So up to this halogenation is over. The next one, we are going to talk about combustion. The second chemical property is combustion. So under combustion, there are two classifications: complete combustion, and incomplete combustion. Complete combustion and incomplete combustion. So when you talk about complete combustion, alkanes burns with sufficient supply of oxygen. Alkanes burns with sufficient supply of oxygen to give carbon dioxide and water. Alkanes combine with sufficient supply of oxygen to give the products carbon dioxide and water. In general, there is a, what is that we are going to talk about the example for what is that? Complete combustion. Methane. Methane undergoes combustion. So it reacts with sufficient supply of oxygen. So what is happening here? You will be getting carbon dioxide gas with the liberation of water molecule. So you will be getting carbon dioxide gas with the liberation of water molecule. What is that? We are getting here delta the enthalpy, the amount of heat energy liberated in this reaction is, it is minus 890 kilojoules per mole. So here methane reacts with sufficient supply of oxygen. I am getting carbon dioxide and water. Here when you talk about the, what is that? Enthalpy of combustion. What is this? Delta H naught. What is that actually? Enthalpy of combustion. Enthalpy of combustion. What is enthalpy of combustion? The amount of heat energy liberated. It's an exothermic reaction. The amount of heat energy liberated during the reaction, combustion reaction, because we are discussing about the combustion, burning. For burning, we need air, sufficient supply of oxygen. As we are discussing about combustion reaction, the amount of heat energy liberated during the combustion reaction can be indicated as delta H naught C. What is that actually? It is enthalpy of combustion. Usually, it is an exothermic reaction. So, you will have a negative value. Delta H will be negative value. What is the value we are getting here? Minus 890 kilojoules per mole. So, this is one example for complete combustion. The next one we are going to talk about incomplete combustion. Incomplete combustion. What is incomplete combustion? When alkanes react with insufficient amount of oxygen. So we can call such a reaction as incomplete. When it reacts with insufficient, whatever it needs, it will not be available. When it reacts with insufficient supply of oxygen, you will be getting the product as carbon and water. So what will be the product's form? Alkanes reacts with insufficient supply of oxygen to give carbon and H2O. For example, you take alkanes, methane undergoes oxidation. So, insufficient supply. So, what is happening here? So, the methane, carbon from methane will be escaped as a carbon, you will be getting carbon. What is the product? Byproduct we are getting here. So, this hydrogen combines with oxygen, you will be getting water molecule. You will be getting carbon with the liberation of water molecule. And this carbon, what we obtained in the previous step, carbon obtained in the previous step, carbon obtained in the previous step is used as lamp black as well as in printing inks, printing press, the printing inks. So here the second property I discussed about the combustion. Combustion means burning. For burning we require oxygen. Is it not? So there are two different types of combustion. Complete combustion, incomplete combustion. What is complete combustion? When alkanes react with sufficient supply of oxygen, we can call it as complete combustion. In such a case, what is the product we are getting here? Carbon dioxide and water. So I gave example. So methane undergoes what is that? Combustion, complete combustion. So what is that I got the product? What are the products I got there? Carbon dioxide and water I got in the previous step under complete combustion, where the amount of heat energy liberated is minus 890 kilojoules per mole, enthalpy of combustion. And there is another classification, incomplete combustion. What is incomplete combustion? Alkanes does not require, what is that? When it requires insufficient, when it is not getting sufficient supply of oxygen, when it is not getting sufficient supply of oxygen, in such a case, I can call the reaction as incomplete combustion, where the products are carbon and water. I am getting carbon. This carbon, what I am getting in the incomplete combustion, it is used for printing ink, it is used as a lamp black. So this combustion reaction, so there are two classification, and we have discussed complete combustion, incomplete combustion. Complete combustion, the products are carbon dioxide and water. Incomplete combustion can be carbon or carbon monoxide with the liberation of water molecule. So in both the, what is that? In the previous case, I told about enthalpy of combustion. What is enthalpy? Heat change. The amount of heat energy liberated. That's why delta H I got a negative value. I showed in the previous reaction. Delta H I got the negative value. Is it not? So mostly these reactions, combustion reactions, are exothermic reaction where heat energy liberated will be greater. Delta H will have negative value. So today we have discussed about the halogenation. Under halogenation, I told about the reactivity of fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. We have started with the mechanism of free radical halogenation followed by combustion. When I was discussing about combustion, I told about complete combustion, incomplete combustion. What are the products obtained in complete combustion? What are the products obtained in incomplete combustion? What is enthalpy of combustion? Everything I told in detail. I want everybody to go through this. So there will be a test for you. Tomorrow we are going to see the remaining reactions. Thank you, children.